Welcome to this special radio documentary on public and safety, where we focus on pressing issues of addiction, substance abuse, and recovery programs transforming lives. I'm your host, Asia Barasa. Addiction is a silent crisis affecting millions of people across the globe. It doesn't discriminate, it impacts individuals from all walks of life, tearing apart families and communities. Yet, amidst this challenge, there is hope. Through recovery programs, awareness, campaigns, and resilience of human spirit, countless people have found their way to a healthier, substance-free life. In this documentary, we delve into the realities of addiction, its root cause, its devastating effects, the journey towards recovery. You will hear from experts in public health, individuals who have walked the path of recovery, and the community leaders dedicated to fighting this epidemic. Together, we will explore our recovery program, provide the tools, support needed to reclaim lives, foster a safer, healthier society. Join us as we uncover the story of hope, resilience, and the collective efforts to overcome the addiction. Stay tuned, it's time to talk, learn, and act. With me here is Dr. Rogers, who is going to take us through public health and safety addiction and substance abuse program. Thank you for joining us today. To start, can you explain what addiction is and how it affects an individual's physical and mental health?
By starting, addiction is a chronic relapsing disorder characterized by compulsive drug seeking and use despite harmful consequences. It affects the brain reward system, leading to changes in behavior, decision making, and self-control. Physically, it can cause organ damage, weaken immune system, and other health issues. Mentally, it often coexists with conditions like depression and anxiety, creating a vicious cycle that's difficult to break without intervention.
What are some of the key factors that lead to addiction, and how can they be addressed?
The key factors are several, and they contribute to addiction, including genetics, environmental and mental health conditions, and social pressures. Addressing this requires a multifaceted approach, educating communities, providing mental health support, and reducing the stigma around seeking help. Early intervention, especially for those exposed to high-risk environments, is also crucial.
Recovery is often described as journey. What does the journey typically involve, and what role do recovery programs play?
Recovery is indeed a journey that involves several stages: detoxification, therapy, skill building, and ongoing support. Recovery programs provide structured environment where individuals can access counseling, peer support, and medical care. These programs also help individuals rebuild their lives by addressing the root causes of addiction and teaching coping mechanisms for long-term sobriety.
How important is community support in the recovery process?
Community support is critical. Addiction isolates individuals, and rebuilding connection is essential for recovery. Communities can offer encouragement, reduce stigma, and create a sense of belonging. Programs like group therapy and community initiatives provide individuals with support network that foster accountability and hope.
What can families and friends do to support loved ones struggling with addiction?
The first step they can do is by understanding that addiction is a disease and not a moral failing. Families and friends should educate themselves, maintain open and non-judgmental communication, and encourage their loved ones to seek professional help. They can also join support groups like AI, Al-Anon, or Na-Anon to run strategies for offering effective support while setting healthy boundaries.
Dr. Rogers, what message would you like to share with someone currently battling with addiction?
I can tell them that they are not alone and recovery is possible. Seeking help is a sign of strength, not weakness. There are resources, professionals, and communities ready to support you every step of the way. It's never too late to take the first step toward a healthier, more fulfilling life.
Finally, doctor, what can society do to combat addiction and promote recovery?
The first thing they should do is that the society must prioritize education, reduce stigma, and increase access to treatment programs. Public health policies should focus on prevention, rehabilitation, and reintegration by fostering empathy and understanding. We can create an environment where individuals feel safe, seeking help, and pursuing recovery.
Thank you for sharing your insights. This conversation is a reminder that addiction affects all of us, and recovery is a collective effort.
Yeah. You are welcome.
With us today is Branis, a courageous individual who has battled addiction and is here to share a story. Thank you for joining us today and for being open about your journey. To start, can you tell us a little about your background and how you struggle with addiction?
Thank you. My addiction started 2013 when I was going through a tough time in my life. I felt overwhelmed and started using bunk as a way to escape. What I started as occasional use quickly took over my life.
What are some of the biggest challenges you faced during your addiction?
The biggest challenge was losing trust from my loved ones and feeling trapped in a cycle I could not break. I felt isolated and ashamed, which made it even harder to ask for help.
Branis, what was your turning point that made you to decide to seek help?
The turning point came when I realized how much my addiction was hurting not just me but the people I cared about. I reached a low point where I knew I could not continue like this. That's when I reached out to a recovery program.
How has the recovery journey been for you, and what has helped you the most along the way?
Recovery has been challenging but also incredibly rewarding. The support from my counselors, peers in a group therapy, and my family has been crucial. I have also learned coping mechanisms and gained a sense of purpose through the program.
What role do you think community and family support play in recovery?
They play a huge role. Knowing that people believe in you and are there to support you makes all the difference. Their encouragement gives me the strength to keep going even on tough days.
What will you say to someone who is currently struggling with addiction and might feel hopeless?
I will tell them that it's never too late to seek help. No matter how bad it seems, there is always hope and recovery is possible. Take that first step, no matter how small, and don't be afraid to ask for support.
Thank you, Branis, for sharing your story with us. Your journey is a powerful reminder that recovery is possible and that no one is alone in this fight. As we close, I want to leave everyone in an important message. Addiction doesn't define you, who you are. Recovery is a journey, and while it may be difficult, it is also a part to healing and discovering your strength. To those who are struggling, remember that asking for help is a sign of courage, not weakness. There are people, organizations, and resources ready to support you, and to friends and family who love and encouragement can be the lifeline someone needs. Together we can break the stigma and support those in need. Thank you for tuning in, and remember, every step towards recovery is a step towards a brighter future.